Here we go again. You know, if I'm doing one of these, then something happened. This one's a little different. Let me just set up here. I put my headphones backwards. Look at that. It's a great start. What a great fucking start, dude. I've used this YouTube channel for a lot of things over the years. A lot of things. And some of those things have been productive. Some of them have just been kind of goofy. You know, teehee. Me doing my own little thing. But a lot of them have been just me trying to express myself in ways that I've never actually have been. And part of that realization was that, for one, having a lot of baggage and not being able to talk to anybody is a big problem. I'm sure that the first thought that you have in your head is, oh, just, go to therapy or something. I don't think you understand what it's like to never have been heard, even with the people that you've trusted the most. I'm gonna lay it out for you a little bit. Okay? Like, I think that it's a pretty big indicator that if you can't confide to your parents in a way that they can understand you and not just brush you off and try to interrupt you when you're trying to explain to them something very complicated, I don't think therapy is going to help with that much. And it all comes down with, I'm sure it's a personal bias for me. Like, I'm not going to be on my high horse about that. I don't trust people. People are filled with biases, they're filled with ego. For a long time, I've just did things on my own. And I think I'm pretty warranted to do that. You know? My mom was a narcissist to the core. She was very... Well, I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but she wasn't a very nice person. Let's put it that way. We don't talk. That's the terms we're on right now. And it all comes down to either an intense regret that she has, and that she correlates that regret with my dad, which I look very similar to, or she just doesn't like to be crossed. She doesn't like to be, called on wrong. What happened over the years is that she strained the only relationship she ever had with her son, and now I don't talk to her anymore. I'm not going to be with somebody or be around someone if they're always going to treat me like I'm just a piece of trash, dude. You wouldn't do that to your friends. You certainly, sorry, I'm drunk. Certainly shouldn't fucking take it from your family members either. That's another thing. Family has always been very broken for me. I had two very separated sides of the family. Mom and dad never really, stuck together at all. So I never had a dynamic where I got to see what a family was actually like. I only saw two very polarized sides. My dad's side that were a little bit more friendly and understanding, and my mom's side, which took the side of my mom and just kind of dogpiled on the other. Which you get to see two extremes at a young age. You start understanding that people are pretty volatile. They're not quite what they are out in the open. And I got to see that pretty early on. I wouldn't consider myself special in any way, and we'll get onto that in a second, but I'm trying to lay down the groundwork for you to understand. I had a little crash out with a friend tonight. Things are better now. We talked it out a bit, but I don't tend to like... How would I say this? I don't tend to like being rough with my friends. I see their lives very differently than they do, and that's because of the experiences that I've been through. Right? When I take the time to actually sit down with them and tell them my life experience and tell them, like, this is what's going to happen, you should probably not do that, it's because I give a shit about them. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it. That's just a rule. I'm a very honor-bound person. I've always been. I've taken a very high moral stance on these things. You need to be fair, you need to be just. But being fair and just doesn't mean you need to be nice. Not in every situation. Sometimes you just have to play rough. And that's what's required. Being fair, being authentic is the thing that I strive the most. And everyone who has known me in my life will tell you exactly the same thing. I have not changed because I didn't need to change. I need to grow. It's a different thing. Growth is not what people tell you it is. When people say grow up, it's because they want you to fit a mold that they've crafted for you to suit their situation. When I tell you to grow up, I want you to grow. You understand? For a long time, people have told me to grow up, grow up, grow up, grow up all the time. They don't know what the fuck that means. There are people that are in their 50s, 60s who have not grown up a single fucking minute of their life. But they will tell me this. They will tell me this very fact, grow up till the day that they die, because that's the thing that they should be doing, but failed to do. It's a little complicated, isn't it? Well, human psyche is a little fucking complicated. But let me put it to you this way: intense misery on one end is most likely something completely different on the other end. If you are very, if you feel like you want to be wanted, for example, something that I've felt for a very long time, you shouldn't be going around fucking around with everybody that that you meet, or fucking around and finding out. You know what I'm saying? You probably shouldn't be doing that because that's completely counterproductive on what you actually want. It's the opposite of the true desire in your subconscious. You can't be doing shit like that. You're still destroying yourself. So, in that vein, a lot of the problems that you have, you, me, everybody, have to be looked on the completely different side. And this is something that I've talked in videos before. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I've realized tonight that there are people out there who have a very different opinion of who I am. They look up to me. They treat me as someone with high regard. But that's not how I see things. That's not how I see myself at all. I am very fair. I am very straightforward, and I've been honest to a T. And everything that I've shown you is not the full picture. I want you to sink that in. You don't get to see the real nothing. You don't get to see that. And I don't think you realized it yet. There are reasons why I stay by myself. I'm holding on by a thread. I have been for 15 years. Okay? I don't show that side of myself because I don't want you to see it. These fucking emotes are not expressing the emotion that I'm expressing in real life. You can hear it through my voice. But you get the point. We all put up a front just to survive out there. That's not the right way to do things. Being authentic is probably the most important thing that you can do. If you want to be an asshole, then don't worry, you're going to get humbled one way or another. Be an asshole. So long as I'm living, you're in trouble anyway. But that's besides the point. People need to understand themselves a lot better, and they won't start doing that if they don't look at their problems in a very different light. For a long time, I've wanted to do videos. This is the only way I get to really say what I need to say. This is the only way that I can put all these thoughts together, and I'm getting better at it. I'm 2 beers in. I have not stumbled. Well, no, I stumbled once. That's not so bad. I used to stumble like 10 or 10, 10, 12 times. My videos are like super cut because of that. I take long pauses. This one won't have that many pauses. I've just been talking the entire time. So I don't think I'm going to need to edit this much. But still, I want you to understand that what you see is not everything that you get to see. It's not the whole picture. There is an image of who I am as a person that you don't get to see at all. And it's most likely clear to you, but you don't know how deep it goes. I wanted to explore that by making a video series, exploring that and reminiscing on the things that kept me here for this long. I just haven't been ready, I guess, to really do that. Part of it is just being lazy, but I'm trying my best out here, man. I'm trying my best. I'm on vacation for once. I've had a great birthday. I've had good friends, and it sucks that it took like fucking 33 years to find good people in my life, but it's nice to know that there are still good people here. It's just disheartening. I see a lot of people out there suffering. They're not doing a very good job at keeping the mask on. I think a lot of people don't get to see that from me. I disappear in a crowd. It's pretty clear that people have made this assumption about me that I'm like some know-it-all, and I kind of keep to myself. I don't know everything. I just know how to get that there. That's it. That's all. I'm a dumb bitch, dude. Have you seen my fucking Twitter? And anybody with my kind of caliber should not be doing and throwing ass on Twitter like that. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This is not the line. Well, so much for not stuttering. This is not the kind of thing that I wanted to put on the internet, but this is the kind of thing that I needed to do. It was pretty clear. Now, I might as well spoil it now. It was pretty clear what I was trying to do on there, and people haven't really caught on to that yet. But, I had a certain addiction. If you can piece the two together, you understand. If you don't, let's just put it this way. Social media is a pretty deep cesspool. It's pretty fucking useless, right? We still go on there pretty often. Some of us go on there a little too often. So I said, fuck it. Let's just do all of that, use it as an outlet, and explore that. And it gave me a lot of insight on two things. One, numbers. Yeah, I should not care about numbers. Even if my monkey brain says I want bigger number, it cares. It has less of a weight in my brain now than it did when I started it 2 or 3 years ago. So that's a good thing. I get to explore that and, get to see that side. But it's not by not doing anything that I wouldn't have had that insight, if that makes sense. So me, talking in front of a camera, inebriated, and trying to piece all of these things together is my way to breaking the mold. Because it's just not working anymore. I'm not in a state where I'm going to disappear tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that's all said and done now. But I'm still not in a great place, and I still don't feel like I'm worth a lot of things. So there's obviously a lot of improvement to still do. And since nobody wants to listen, and I mean really listen, and before you go on, you could talk to your friends about it. That's a bad idea. In most cases, it's a bad idea. For the same thing I was saying like 5 minutes ago, people have biases. People want the best for themselves first, then you. And your friends have a bias towards you because they like you. You understand? Like, I like my friends, but I'm also going to be fair with my friends because I know that if I'm not fair with my friends, they will be self-destructive in the future. So sometimes some tough love is required. It's just what it is. life is not going to be nice to them. I should not be nice to them either. I want to prepare them to live a longer life. I want them to be there for as long as they can be. I want to grow with them. I don't want to lose them about, halfway because they got into their own head and they fucking lost it. Like, that's not something I want to think about. It's not even something I want to worry about. So I don't do shit like that. It's self-destructive. It's not helping anyone. So being fair, being authentic is probably the least thing I could fucking do. That's the most human thing I could do. But people don't do that anymore. They're so prone, so how would I even word this? They don't want to get hurt. Yeah, that's how I would word it. They don't want to get hurt. There's plenty of times I've had in other friend groups where it's like, sometimes you just gotta take a hit and they go like, "Ha, yeah, no." And the fact that they said "yeah, no" with confidence kind of just like, dude, how the fuck are you gonna get anywhere if you can't take a hit? I've taken hits all my life. That's all I had. I retreated to video games because that's the only time I could have to myself. If I was playing a video game, nobody fucking bothered to me. That's the thing. That's the thing that people don't understand. They think I have a crippling video game addiction. I don't think they understand what a video game addiction is. Staying in front of your computer for 36 hours straight and shitting in a bucket is a video game addiction. Using video games to fucking restabilize your psyche when you're a kid, when everybody's fucking yelling at you and treating you like a piece of dog shit, is not an addiction. It's an escape. And when I became older and I started living on my own, having a job and having a girlfriend, there was a part where I was like, what the fuck am I doing, dude? There was a big time, like a good 5-6 year gap where I was like, I don't know if I like this anymore. Because it wasn't fun for me anymore. It wasn't a coping mechanism. I didn't need it. So when that stopped, if that was really an addiction, I would have just kept on going. You don't get it, do you? If I had to jork it, I know this is a different turn, but if I had to jork it every fucking day of my life, and I had to do it before going to sleep, yeah, that's an addiction. Like, you have to do it. I didn't need to play games. I'm not going to play games with you either. It's just, I'm tired, man. I'm tired, boss. It's been rough, and I'm tired of just staying in my corner and not talking about it. It's what I use this entire YouTube channel for. This is what I use my big twitlongers, or whatever the fuck they're called. Like, these are the cracks. The cracks of me breaking out of my shell isn't going to be some explosive, like, Kanye West shit. It's going to be me being real. Me flying on borrowed wings or something. I don't know. I'm taking a quote from AC6. That's the first thing that came into my brain. I want to play that game again. Anyway, that said, when that mask finally cracks, you're gonna see a very different Nethy. He's going to be more in the same, but there won't be anything holding me back anymore. And I want that for other people too. If this video can do anything, I hope that it can make you realize that you need to take care of the things that are in the back of your mind eventually. You can't just not do it. You can't put it till tomorrow forever. I'm 33 now. I still feel like a piece of shit. I feel fat. I'm eating too much cheese. I'm expanding. But this I gotta take things slower. I did stop drinking a lot, which was kind of a problem. TLDR, I started drinking in here on VR chat a couple of years ago because my bestie thought it was a great idea to go party in VR. Yeah, I got really bored of that in the last 6 months. So that's died down quite a bit. I come on here, I'll drink maybe one or two tall boys, and I'm like, I could be doing something else. I could really be doing something else. It doesn't really matter to me. I think I have the benefit of not being uh, an alcoholic at a very young age. I avoided that shit till like, oh, I don't know. I only started drinking like 29, and I'm already over it. So I don't think that's a bad idea. So, you know, do your best, man. Do your best. I want the best for everyone here. I want the best for everyone on the earth, really. I still feel like a piece of shit, though. And I don't think that it's going to go away anytime soon, but it's just how it is. Sometimes it's just how it is. You gotta take it on the chin, you just gotta keep going. As for me, I'm gonna keep showing up. At least for now. I don't think I'm gonna go to a deep end like I used to. It's been a long time since that. But still. Yeah. It's difficult. I think I've said pretty much what I need to say at least. Be fair, be honest, be true. And I hope you guys have a good one. And stop jerking it. You saw my other video. It's like a 2K or something. Stop gooning. Stop gooning. Stop it. And that's coming from an anime girl. That sounds like a grown ass man. It's like Solid Snake or something. Yeah. Go watch my streams or something. I don't know, dude. Oh, QR code. QR code. I'll leave it here for the. Okay. You want to know where I am? Just scan the QR code. You'll end up exactly where I'm at. I do want to stream more. I do want to do more. I'm just kind of easing my way into it, if it makes sense. Having a lot of free time on my hands kind of helps a lot, which is good. But you know, I still got some growing pains I need to go through, and I hope that if you are going to be here on the journey with me, I hope that we can help each other becoming better people. I will see you all around. I am getting this headset off, and I'm going to back this RuneScape to grind, my dude. I got a lot of work to do. Hopefully, the next one will be of a lighter tone. It's the only way I could really put it.